Missed Wednesday's show? Here's the recap, presented by Honda.
Why did Mookie Betts have to be sent away?
It did not have to happen. The reason that it did happen is because the Red Sox feel like they have a better chance of contending over the next 5 years if they hit the reset button now. And that they were going to be hemmed in by their bad decisions of the past, and that those bad decisions were going to preclude them from succeeding. The fact is, if they believe the clearer path to long-term success is by having some pain right now, I think that's something that 4 championships in 15 years buys you the right to do. Now, does it buy you the right to do it with a player like Mookie Betts, who's probably the best Boston Red Sox since Ted Williams? That's a tougher one to argue.
He's going into the Hall of Fame. He's a good friend, Steve Hutchinson. And what is your proudest accomplishment?
I think it's everything I've done along the way to get to that point. You know, when you play the game, especially in the NFL, all you ever want is respect from the guys that came before you. Your dream is to be sitting at a function and have a guy that you looked up to come up to you and say, you know what, that was a hell of a career. You played the game the right way. To me, that's the ultimate compliment you can get. I don't have that hardware for the Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, when that knock came, it was like, man, it just kind of gave me closure. It was great.
When did you first get that call?
I mean, it's SNL. It's such an exciting, iconic show. And I grew up in Wisconsin and Chris Farley, and to be able to go there and to see everything. When you're doing the shows, you are literally sprinting from place to place, like quick changes and dress changes and all that. And there's one area where if you're over 6 feet tall and you don't duck, you will absolutely rock your forehead. And they said that Farley used to hit it over and over and over again because he would be sprinting and didn't know. So they put like this big pad with like bright colors on it and everything. And he wrote on there for Farley, just because it was for him specifically. And so they showed me that, and it was really cool.
Mookie Betts is a better player than Carl Yastrzemski. Mookie Betts is a better player than David Ortiz, than Manny Ramirez. Over the first 6 years now of his career, is in the top 10 all-time in wins above replacement. This is a metric, though, that's used to measure generationally. And Mookie Betts, a guy with an MVP, a guy with elite numbers every year, who does not have a weakness. He's a guy who in a high strikeout era doesn't strike out. He's a guy who walks. He's a guy who steals bases. He hits for average. He hits for power. There is no better defensive right fielder than him. He is the total package.
Creator, writer, producer of the great hit series Entourage. He is Doug Ellen. Good to see you, sir. How did Brady wind up on that show?
After the Giants win the Super Bowl, and I'm a diehard Giants fan, Eli Manning calls me, says he wants to be on the show, and I said, well, then you're on the show. And then we're getting ready to shoot about 6 months later, and I called Eli on his cell, how he called me, and he doesn't return my call. And then I had Jerry call him, and he doesn't return Jerry's call. And then I'm in the office, and I'm losing my mind because now we're like I don't know how to replace these guys. Like Mark happened to be at the office. Mark's like, what's the problem? Mark's the calmest, coolest guy. I'm like, I don't know what to do. We have no one to shoot this with. He's like, what if me and Brady do it? I was like, well, that'll work. So
For more Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Rich Eisen Show app.